This episode of Champ and the Tramp is brought to you by Bubba Coos Burritos. It is my go-to spot. I go there all the time. I bang in there on lunch sometimes when I'm working. Sometimes I pick up an order for the whole family.
Last time I went in, I got the chicken queso curly fries. Damn, hit so good. Bubba Coos, get there today.
Boom.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. Whenever tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the Champ and the Tramp, let the bomb blast.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Champ and the Tramp. We got a special guest, my man, Ali Abdelaziz. I've been with Ali as a manager probably since 2011. Been friends with him since, 2008. This dude is a special individual, has probably the most successful management company in the game right now. A dear friend of mine, more than a friend, more like family. He's guided my career tremendously and many, many others. And I'm happy to have him here. I hope he stirs up some controversy because that's what he's good at doing. My man, Ali Abdelaziz. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. What's up, Roger?
What's up, bro?
It's an honor, man. I just want to say thank you, Frankie. Frankie's the first guy, him and Hans, of course, put me on the map. You know, I was couldn't even speak English as good, and this man just gave me an opportunity to help him out. And now, without him, I wouldn't be here today, and I'm always going to be grateful for this man right here.
And your English still ain't that great, bro.
I agree with you. I have to agree with you. What's going on?
So tell us, all right, let's get right to the dirt, bro. Let's get right to the dirt. Roger brought it up. It brought it to my attention. You smacked Dylan Danis, didn't you?
I never admitted it on many interviews, but you know,
UFC 268.
Listen, this clown, you know, I never really met him, never had a problem with him, but you know, he created this Khabib saga, and he always kind of have beef with Henzo guys, you know, and you know, even Henzo guys, some of these guys I'm not very close with, like, you know, we like brother, Henzo Gracie brothers, you know. And he always like making fun at me, Khabib. If you look on his Twitter, I got my picture of me and Tyrone Spong, and he had my back, and he said that's how Ali get paid, you know, by somebody like very much like effing me, you know, from the back. Can I cuss here?
Yeah, sure. Bro, come on.
Yeah, whatever. And I was like, and this guy, I see him how he's talking to Bisbing, talking to like John Jones, talking to all these guys. And he's a cloud chaser, you know, and you know, and I'll be honest with you, like with Kamaru backstage, he won a great fight with Kobe Covington, and we went back chilling, and I was on the phone, and this dude somehow he found himself to the back, and later I find out actually Dylan Dennis got some wristband of somebody to be able to go to the back, him and his buddy, and they're not supposed to be there. And he very much, you know, he walked him and his buddy like all chest out. And I'm on the phone and I see this dude, right? And there was a lot of people around. I was like, okay. And he's, you know, he stopped and he looked at me. And like, you know how somebody look at you and he like puff his chest out. And it's just gonna, you know, you talk all this stuff about me and my brothers, you know, and you're gonna even, what are you doing in the back? You know what I'm saying? And he's very much all night I remember he was talking to Bisbee, filming him, calling him a bitch, all this kind of stuff. And he just, he stepped in my fire zone, you know, and you know, I'm trying to sound like a tough guy, but you know, I come from a place like if somebody come to you this close and you have to be in a fire zone, I'm going to fire first. And you know, I fire at him. I didn't punch him or nothing, you know. He get the bitch treatment, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Well, you smacked him in his mouth?
If I respect you, you know, I'm gonna punch you, but I don't respect this guy. And anyway, whatever happened. I don't want to incriminate myself here.
You know, this past
He
summer.
fell over.
But this past summer he got beat up by some bouncer in Seaside,
And thrown in jail.
or not beat up, but like
yeah.
choked out. Right, got choked out by some bouncer in Seaside.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
was
that. I
pretty
saw it
funny.
online, and it was all over the place. The reason I didn't talk, it wasn't all over the place because I didn't talk about it, and this is the first time I'm talking about it. And
Boom, here
I
we go.
clapped
It's
him,
gonna be a
you
clip
know, and
on
he's-
TMZ.
I clapped him. You know, I
Clapped
wanna
him.
say it.
He
Smack
clapped
him.
him.
And after that, like it was too many people inside. There's too many people inside, and I was like, I went to dark a little bit. Everybody jumped in, saved him. To be honest with you, because
But they're pulling you off him.
yeah, like pulling me off him. And after that, Francis Ngannou's back. He's like, why are you doing this kind of stuff all the time? I say, hey man, leave me alone. Like, and it was even some of the media, I don't want to mention the name, said we thought like something exploded, it was just he got meaty face,
Yeah.
And but listen, I'm not proud. I'm gonna hate somebody or push somebody, but at the end of the day, this dude I heard him saying on an interview. I saw him in New York, and I hid behind Kamaru Usman.
Oh, so this is what he said happened. This is what he said happened.
Before that, he was saying stuff about me.
Before this
Posting stuff about me,
altercation,
call me a rat, call me a terrorist, call me all this stuff.
calling you
everybody said,
Iraq.
You know what I'm saying?
No A-Rat.
He- Whatever, like a rat, like I call me a rat.
Oh, a rat,
like,
a
in a way,
rat.
and I was-
Guy called
and I- and
called
if
you a
I-
country.
And if I let him slide, he would probably gonna say he saw me, he looked the other way, he did all the stuff.
Yep.
But
No, he
in the
can't say
real
that.
world, I wanna, now he got what he deserved.
He didn't say nothing. Have you heard anything after since?
He didn't say anything. He didn't even mention my name. The only thing I heard about, Connor tweeted me out. He erased it, of course, but it's online. He said, "Oh, we got you now, buddy. We're gonna put you in jail. We're gonna deport you because I got his boy, right?" But in reality, if Connor was there too, he was gonna get the same treatment. Dana know, everybody know. If I see everybody say on site and all this bullshit. Dallin Dan has been talking to everybody for years. Nobody ever did nothing to him in the MMA community. Kobe Covington been talking with years. I'm the only guy catch him too.
I was just gonna say that.
But in a way, it's not. But I'm talking about. I think these people should be held accountable for what they said, especially they talk about being a terrorist. I got kids. Yeah. My kids are gonna listen to all these scumbags talking about me, but also my kids are gonna see, okay, my daddy did something about it. Maybe my wife and stuff, she doesn't like this kind of stuff, but I think as a man, I have to do that, But now I'm smart enough. Now I have Patrick, you know what I'm saying? Just with me.
It was 2 months ago.
I don't want to get
It was 2 months ago.
You saw the light since then.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like it's just all these guys they talk about people. It's like this guy Kobe Covington talk about Kamaru's parents being in jail and bad things about him.
Cross that, for me, I don't cross that line.
How much of that?
And this one too. Like, go ahead.
Well, how much of that, Ali, do you think is just clout chasing? Because obviously there are consequences to be had. I mean, people can get slapped. You've done it, with Colby. You did it with Dylan. And not only that, I think the guys that you have under you, your fighters, they got to feel good that their manager not only has their back, but you used to be a fighter. I mean, you fought too. I mean, that, I wouldn't say that is the typical manager that steps up for their guys and actually gets into physical altercations with shit talkers. But do you think those guys that do that, the Colby Covingtons, do you think that's just for clout? Do you think that they expect there to be ramifications, like physical ramifications? Because the fighters can't really fight each other, right? They would probably get a ban or something. You can. They can't ban you. You're not a fighter.
It's not about being a fighter. It's not a fighter. Being about just a man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how are we gonna, people just be honest with you? But I just can't have somebody talk about me or my family or my kids or my parents and let them just off the hook. Kobe, I had to go to court, and it was other due to I have to go to court 2 times, and the case got dismissed. It was an answer. It was one manager, you know, and I had to go to court. And I understand this guy's talking all the stuff on Twitter and Instagram, how bad they are and how gangs they are. But the first thing they're gonna do, call the police. I'll give it to Dylan Dennis. He did not call the police. That's the only thing I give it to him. But Kobe did, and this other manager did, right? But now, I don't hold grudges. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if he says something to me, I said something, we got into it, we'll move on. It's not like I hate Kobe or I hate these guys, but, he's lucky. Dylan Dennis and these guys,
Oh, that's his fault.
They lucky they didn't got caught by Habib or his guys, because these guys were really hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys been talking about them for years.
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
posting photos.
Yeah, and they don't play. They don't play. That's just it's the unfortunate
they go
part.
in the back of 30.
Yeah.
They go in the back of 30.
I know. They don't fuck around, bro. They're all deep.
And they're really good people, but can you imagine if Conor or Khabib or some of these guys catch these guys, and it was funny. It was me and Khabib, Mike Hogan, Rizwan was having lunch in LA in Beverly Hills, right? And we had this place called Catch. Soon we left, and we heard later Conor came. Can you imagine if we coming out and Conor came, what would happen? You know what I'm saying? It would have been very, very ugly, right?
Entertaining.
But it's not entertaining, but it's just honestly, personally, I think this guy Conor, whatever, I think he's one of the worst human beings you can ever meet. Talk about people's wife, parents, country.
Yeah, the stuff he said with
culture.
Dustin too. I agree.
Bro, but honestly too, I don't know how Dustin don't show up at his house and do something. You know
Dustin's trying not to let
Probably
him.
the smartest thing.
No, I think Dustin's trying to take.
Smartest thing that
Dustin's just trying to take the road of saying it doesn't bother me. He's trying to act like it don't bother him. That's the road he's going. I feel like.
I know this. Somebody talk about Renee, Frankie. Why? First,
yeah, I'm not. I didn't say I take the high road. I don't say shit, but there's some things that there's some principles. You have to have some principles. Live by some principles. I definitely live by some
Frankie,
principles.
I know you for 15 years. Somebody says about your wife or your kids, I know you're not gonna take no damn high road. Don't be lying.
No, I'm not saying I would. I'm not saying I would. Fuck no. I don't think I could. Shit.
I know you couldn't. I know you wouldn't.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Does that line keep getting pushed? Because I mean, shit talking's been around forever. Muhammad Ali was one of the greats. He talked shit, but he didn't really go in about people's families. He didn't.
I don't know. He said some wild shit too, though. He said some wild shit too, man.
But not about people's parents' religion.
Yeah, but he was saying at the time he was saying stuff about Joe Frazier, saying Joe Frazier was
ugly.
Well, no, not even ugly. He was he's Uncle Tom. That's
but that's all personal to that individual.
Yeah, no, but Uncle Tom is that's the rest of that's almost especially back then when it was very still they didn't have civil rights back then.
Right.
Yeah, I know, a little different.
But that was Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, these guys, Kobe or
no, they're no.
He can back it up. You know what I'm saying?
He can back it up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean those guys are good too, though. You can't take away from those guys are good too. I just think they're not really good with the gift of gab. I mean, Conor can be funny, but he steps over the line.
Frank, I'm gonna disagree with you just to clear something up. Maybe this guy's a great competitor, but the street is different. Kobe Covington walked him in the street. He's gonna be like, when I got the beef with him, he put the phone out, start filming me.
Yeah, you know I'm not saying that. Yeah, for sure. He ain't built for that.
I think the street have different rules, and I think most street guys they're a lot more respectful, and they know when to cross the limit and not to cross the limit. These guys to me they're just internet troll. They cloud chasers.
You know what you got to do? You just got to carry a boomerang on you and just chuck a boomerang at it if he gives you any shit.
That he tried press charges on Verdum, right?
He did. He pressed charges on Verdum too.
Yeah.
Listen, this dude after the fight, he told Frank Kamaru that was his business and tried to promote the fight. 10 minutes later, went to a press conference, said Kamaru is a cheating, he takes steroids, his brother, he started talking shit. I'm talking about he just have 25 minutes of a legendary moment with me. How are you gonna go? He shook my hand. He said it was business. 10 minutes later, that what kind of guy he is? He's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? He's not a real guy. Real
gotta
guys
be worth
don't do
more
that.
than money. Money can't be everything.
It just makes you question everything he says. Like, is his beef with Masvidal, is that real, or is it just this act that he puts on
Okay, how about that? What do you think? Is there beef real?
with Masvidal?
I think it is real, but I'm, like, listen, this guy's supposed to be some gangsters and all this kind of stuff. This guy posted a picture of Masvidal's wife. Even if you hate this guy, ex-wife, how are you gonna do that? I'm surprised.
Wow. Wait.
Masvidal
What
didn't
happened?
go
Whoa,
out.
say this again. What happened?
Kobe Covington posted Masvidal
Ex-wife.
ex-wife. He have children with. Take a picture with her.
Wow.
And put that on Instagram.
He just did an interview though, that I saw recently where he was talking about, obviously his ex-wife, and said that he was going to win this one for her. I mean, it's just, he just crosses the line like crazy,
Yeah. Colby.
Colby, I'm talking about, obviously. Talking about Masvidal's ex-wife, how they used to, he used to stay at Masvidal's house on the couch, but it wasn't Masvidal's. It was his ex-wife's couch, and he's going to win this fight for her because she supported him, and it was pretty nasty. It's like next level shit.
But in the way I'm talking about, people have to pay for things like that. People have to pay for things like that. And I'm surprised, like Masvidal's supposed to be like this street dude, and I don't know, maybe he's smart because they know they're gonna fight, and they know.
Who do you think wins that fight, Kobe or Masvidal?
The odds favor say Kobe 3-1. I don't really. I don't really care, but stylistically, you have to give it to Kobe an edge. But I think Masvidal can catch him too. You have to give it to Kobe. I think Kobe won this fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Masvidal knock him out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a good way to play it. I mean, Colby has good conditioning. He could volume, good takedowns. He don't shoot. He don't use his wrestling though.
Listen, Kobe is a competitor. He's not a fighter. Masvidal is a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Kobe know how to compete. He's mentally strong. He's always gonna be in the fight. And honestly, like Masvidal, after what Kamaru did to him, I don't know
how he's gonna be.
It was bad, man. It was one of the worst knockouts ever seen in my life, right? Because he was just he went silent, and it can happen to the best. It can happen to everybody. I'm not talking anything bad about him or some, but sometimes you have to question yourself,
There is that theory that once you get concussed, you get future concussions come easier, so.
The way I look at this, Masvidal do a lot of split. He's not a volume guy, right? I can see Kobe outstriking him, to be honest with you,
Yeah, he's a volume guy. He throws lots of volume, man.
He kicks. I think he kicks really well. And I think wrestling, I think he's going to wrestle him to death too.
Yeah, definitely has the advantage there. And he's more of a traditional boxer striker though than Masvidal. Masvidal's that's why Masvidal could definitely catch him, because he's so unorthodox with his striking. It comes from all different crazy angles, and I don't know how that could go. I mean, obviously on paper, I think you got to give it to Covington, but
it doesn't really matter. They both 0-5 or 0-4 against Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
And I think he's one guy. I think he's the greatest welterweight of all the time. I love George St. Pierre. He's a great guy, but I think the strength of his schedule, the people who he beat, George didn't even beat these kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's just Kamaru Usman is just such a professional, and the scary thing about him, he's evolving.
He's getting better every fight.
Yeah.
He's a very intelligent dude.
Yeah, I know. I spent some time with Kamaru. He's a good person, good people. What you have? What's next for him? You think?
It's gonna be the English guy, Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards. He's on a nice fight-winning streak. He deserves it. You have to give it to him. I think Kamaru beat him already, but I think this time it's gonna be worse. I doubt it. It will last 5 rounds. Because Kamaru now, he trained with Trevor Woodman. Henry was good too. I'm not saying Henry was bad. He's evolving. He's adding little chink in his armor. Sometimes you think you have power, but you never catch your power, right? And one time you start knocking people out. And this when you understand you have power. And I think right now, Kamaru is just very confident.
Yeah.
And I think knocking people out is a feeling, right? It's like a flow, right? And I think he got this flow. You know, you see him even second Kobe fight, he hurt him. He hurt him in the first fight. Knocked Masvidal out. It was Gilbert, you know. It was a great jab. Gilbert hurt him also, but he's a very durable individual, you know.
Yeah. No,
it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yeah. I would like to see Kamaru go to 185, fight Israel Adesanya. I know they're friends, but listen, they're not his damn friends. It's not that they talk every day.
Yeah.
They're just from the same region.
Right.
One live in America, one live in New Zealand. If it's enough money for both of them.
I was gonna say,
they're fucking pen pals, bro. They're pen pals.
Do you think enough money makes that fight happen? And what would it be, a catchweight, I guess?
No, it would be 185.
185. For the belt. For the belt.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I want to see Kamaru to be a double. If Israel Adesanya moved up and he fought for light heavyweight, Kamaru accomplishes so much even more advanced.
Yeah, I know. He only won.
Israel is a phenomenal fighter.
Yeah. I don't know if Adesanya wants to go up again.
Great guy, but at the end of the day, fans want to see this fight, and I think the style of Kamaru possessed, it will give Israel problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially you seen a fight. I mean, Yan, but Yan's a lot bigger, but still,
right.
I think Kamaru will be able to utilize wrestling in that fight. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure.
So, if anybody has the inside scoop on this, it would be you, Ali. Do you think Khabib is ever coming back? You think he's done?
Nah, he's done. Khabib now is a promoter. It's a coach. It's a friend. It's a brother. He's done, bro. Khabib is one guy. When he says he's gonna do something, there's not enough money in the world can bring him back.
Right.
You can offer Khabib tomorrow $100 million. He'll gonna say no.
Yeah.
You can't bring him back. You might see him back in the grappling matches. I would like him to see him.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Smash Tony Ferguson in a grappling match.
Cool.
Just go ahead, because he's the level, man. This guy's grappling, I train with these guys at Henzo, and this. The type of pressure this guy bring on top of you is nothing I never felt. I never felt. And I train with some of the best guys in Bush.
You gotta wait till Roger gets on top of you.
That's Frankie's favorite. Should have seen what was going on here before you logged in.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know why this just popped in my head, but I saw an interview you did a while back, and I think it was during the whole Conor McGregor controversy, all that. But you thought someone poisoned your food or something. Was it? What was up with that?
Who poisoned your food, bro?
No, I got sick, and I did an interview with TMZ, and I went and got IVs and stuff like that, and I thought somebody poisoned my food.
Do you still think that?
It's possible.
It's possible.
Did your wife was looking to collect on the insurance policy?
Yeah. Huh? Where was this?
It was in New York.
Oh shit, New York.
Yeah.
It was Dennis.
Yeah.
The only thing Dennis can do can tickle my feet.
Tickle your feet. You blow on your toes.
Nah.
So, how is I know Habib just started the Eagle FC. I had a few shows in Miami, right? They had 2 shows in Miami so far.
One show.
And how'd it go?
To be honest with you, man, I'm gonna break this to you.
Here you go. Let's hear the numbers.
I can't tell the number because I want Habib to announce it.
Yeah.
It's almost the same numbers the UFC on ESPN,
No
not
shit.
on ESPN Plus.
No
it's the
shit.
same number, and we have it in print by countries, and it was 50% America, 28% Canada, Russia, New Zealand, Australia.
Wow, no Brazil, huh?
Brazil was there too.
Yeah.
And by the state, and we went by the state. It was California #1, Florida #2, New York #3.
Wow.
It was some of the numbers I'm seeing and I'm getting every day, because the number, people still watching it. It keeps the number growing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about is almost 7-figure, almost 7-figure.
Wow. And then how many shows is he gonna do?
I think we're gonna do 8 more shows this year in the US.
In the US.
And of course, he still have his.
Does he do other shows out of the country in Russia?
Yeah. He had 44 shows before.
Wow.
43 shows. Russia.
Oh, so he's had 43 already?
Yes, 43
Oh
shows
wow,
in
I
Russia.
didn't know
Yes.
that. Sure.
That's
And
on
you have the
pay-per-view,
44
obviously.
No, you can watch it. This one was on YouTube. Now we can watch it on flex.com.
Mhm.
All the fight you can watch on. It's an app.
It's free.
You can go there and download the app and watch it for free
Oh,
for
nice.
now.
Yeah,
For now, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the goal of
Yeah,
that? What's the goal there? What's the goal for Habib and you guys at Eagle FC?
Man, I think it's the goal. This is the platform will be like almost Netflix for sports. We want to put wrestling, freestyle wrestling. We want to book boxing, maybe bare knuckles. Maybe some slap boxing, the slap thing. It's a lot of ideas. Just maybe like a
I see they got
judo,
pillow fighting
like
on
bring
now. Did you
like-
see that? How crazy is that?
who?
That that's an actual sport now.
Pillow fighting.
They actually have that as a sport now, believe it or not.
Roger's not good at pillow fighting, but he's very good at
Pillow
pillow biting.
biting.
He's very good pillow
So
biter.
predictable. So predictable.
Yeah.
So we got
I'm not
Chimaev
gonna
and
get
Burns
involved.
coming up. Obviously, both fighters are
Wait,
yours.
they're fighting?
Yeah, right. That's been announced, hasn't it? Chimaev and
No,
Burns.
It's not done yet.
Oh, it's not
close.
done. I thought it was done. All right.
It's
Well, you're the man that
not
would
done
know.
yet.
You think if it gets done, that puts you in a tough spot. Both of you,
No. He don't. He's just Burns.
Oh, I thought you were Chimaev too.
I'm
No.
only representing Bird.
Ah.
No.
Not
Okay.
not anymore.
Well, don't believe everything you read on the internet,
You
then.
know, no, I was, I was representing him, but some happened. The stuff happened with Khabib and him, and I like the kid. He's a nice kid. I'm cool with it. I got no beef with him, but certain things said about Khabib, and I always preach about loyalty this and loyalty
Sure.
that, and he didn't make it right away. And if I cannot be loyal to Frankie or Henzo or Khabib or some of these guys, and I always talk about loyalty, right?
Mm.
And I think some of the things talked about Khabib, it need to be addressed. And he addressed it 3 months later. But I still, when he come in, I negotiated his contract. I make sure he have a place to stay, whatever. And after that, I said, brother, was a guy named Majdi who helped work with us too. Majdi is a good guy. He handled him now, and I have to step away. But he's young. He's young. When we're young, we see a lot of things we don't mean. We do a lot of things we don't mean. But at the end of the day, I think he's a good kid. He's a good guy,
he's a
and
good
I wish
fighter,
him nothing
sure.
but the best.
What did he say about
He's a great
Khabib? Because I don't know.
He just said
listen,
it was like in an interview, someone hyped him up. It was kind of not his. I mean,
He was. Honestly,
he shouldn't have said it. He shouldn't have said it. Someone was like, "Oh, what'd you do?" He's like, "Oh, I'd smash." He was trying to act like he's the man, and he's better than Habib and stuff like that, which you just don't do, bro. Be paved the way for these guys.
Honestly, I don't think he meant it, and I'm not trying to find an excuse for him. But the only thing I want him to fix it. But fighters, ego get involved. Certain it's a little political. Chechnya, Dagestan is always, and everybody starts comparing him to Khabib, and sometimes, yeah, you believe in your own hype too much, But at the end of the day, But I listen. I wish him nothing but the best. He's a good guy, and he's a great fighter too. You can't take this away from him. He might fight Gilbert Burn. Of course, I'm Team Gert. I'm Team Burn, but I'm gonna be very respectful. towards
Hasn't
him and his
Chimaev
team.
got everybody out of there in the first round? I think everybody, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, he is an amazing fighter, but I don't know that I would be, putting myself on the level of Khabib. Khabib's he's been there a long time and he's fought the who's who. Chimaev is sort of still coming up.
I mean, you just got to give it time before you say something like that.
Right.
He may very well be on that way.
Maybe. Listen, at the end of the day, you never know. But Gilbert Burn is a road test.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see what happens. This is why fighting is so amazing, because we don't know what happened. A one punch can change a fight. An elbow, a kick, something, an injury, anything can happen in a fight. That's why fighting is an international license, because it's a fight broke down. We're all gonna watch. You understand? Certain countries, just fighting is an international language. Baseball in Egypt, people doesn't know baseball.
I think it's a fair statement.
I think fighting is an art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting
Everybody
is-
has fighting in them.
If you go to let me tell you something. If you go to a basketball game and fight broke out, what are you gonna do? you're not gonna watch in a basketball game. You're gonna watch in a fight, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you go to a UFC fight and fight broke out, what are you gonna do? You're gonna watch the fight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Especially in New Jersey.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, but that's about it, man. Listen, I'm grateful to work with these amazing guys. Even the short period of time I always comes out, I enjoyed it. But at the end of the day, I know where I stand with everybody, and I don't play. Sometime Bilal fighting Vasanti. That's #1 contender match, right?
Yeah.
Gilbert, I think I'm blessed. I'm the only manager in the business. I have Marlon fought Henry. I represented both guys. I kept it fair. I didn't go to the fight. Khabib fought Justin. I kept it fair. And that was hard because I'm so close to Khabib, but I kept it 100. Kamaru fought Gilbert, kept it fair, didn't go to the fight. And I think to be in this position to kind of very much to know where I stand with my guys. And normally when manager have two guys fight each other for a title, one of them firing, right? But my guys trust me enough to know I'm gonna be fair.
So you don't even go to the fight at all, or you just stay in the back, or you just don't even go?
I don't go at all because
I think that's wise.
When Kamaru beat Gilbert, I was in Vegas. What I did, I went to Gilbert's room from my house and I spent time with him. I saw Kamaru later on the night, almost the next day. I went, because I know he lost. When you win, everybody want to be your friend. Right. Everyone hang out. But when you lose, it's a lonely sport. Yeah. Your teammate, your coaches want to go eat and go to hang out. And you find yourself with your wife and your kids in the room. I'm sure it happened to Frankie before. You know what I'm saying? But Frankie have a solid team. Mark, Ricardo, all these guys, Chris Lagori. You cannot find a solid team more than Frankie have. 100%.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to have good people around me. You included, my man. You included, Ali.
Frankie was your first, right? Ali, he was your first fighter. Am I wrong?
It was no. I worked with like Gregor Grace on this level. It was Frankie. It was for sure. Yeah. It was on this level. Frankie definitely put me on the map for sure.
What do you got to say to the haters, bro? I know you got some haters. Because because real quick. He got haters, but it's crazy the stuff they hate on you. It's because they're Conor fans, I think mostly. But like, I think what baffles them is that all your guys love you. Like all your guys, like us, myself, we all talk good about you because you do a good job. You care about your guys. You literally throw fists for your guys. You're in it. He gets more mad at people for talking shit about me than I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's that way with all his guys. So, well, give me something to these fucking haters, these clown ass motherfuckers. What do you guys say?
You know what? Let me tell you. I used to like first time I started having haters when Frankie fought in Denver, right? Some clown walked and said something like it was talking to Frankie's father or something like that, and I clapped him, right? And Dana come on, but before and Dana comes like go, Dana said like leave, Dana honestly, bro, Dana get a lot of hate. He's a solid dude, man. He really is. You know what I'm saying? He's a promoter. He have to do what I have to do, but he's always been solid to me. He don't respect nobody more than Frankie, man. Like when Frankie name come up, Dana's nothing but respect, And bro, this hate, I'll be honest with you, it was ate at me for a long time. Like these people, like say I'm a terrorist and this and this and this, and it bothered me. But this changed in the one day when I met President Trump, right? When I met President Trump, I was Richard Grenell, who was a friend of mine, who's he's the head of the intelligence of the United States at the time.
Yeah.
And it was Dana White. And very much, hey, they said, Mr. President would like, to meet you. And I was like, and I went first. I was Henry, Gaethje, Kobe Covington, all these guys. And I went there, and the president, and Dana said, Richard Grenell, Dana said, come meet me, Mr. President. Got the CIA there. Everybody's looking like, don't do serious, right? And I know, like, I put my hand in front, and I walked there, and Dana said, this is Ali Abdelaziz. He's one of the most successful men. And President Trump said, I know. And he started talking about me. And Justin Gaethje was here. He said, you banished Khabib, huh? I said, yeah. And he said, oh, he's tough. He's fighting, and he's fighting Justin Gaethje. And Dana said, oh, he represents both guys. He's like, oh, you doubled it. And I said it wasn't like that. Just and Justin Gaethje walked in, and he said, oh, you fighting the Russian? Huh? He's tough. He is so tough. You know how we talk.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit. We met him. Like this guy Kobe Covington he's the only guy start filming and stuff when we're taking photo and whatever. And after that, we went and sat down. And I didn't expect nothing. They set us in the front row, me, Henry, Kobe. And Henry, when we went there, Henry said, Dana said, do not do nothing to Kobe today. And I said, you got it. He said,
not today. You fucking Secret Service will shoot your ass.
I swear. And I said, I'm not going to do nothing to this guy, whatever, After that was set, and after that, President Trump gave me a shout out. Remember that?
Yeah,
when he said, give me a shout out on this one.
Abdelaziz.
He said,
he did too.
And I was like, and since this day, this hater whatever they say,
Don't matter.
My computer about to die, but I'm gonna get a charger though. Whatever they say, it doesn't really matter because you know why? All right, let's go. Let's do this.
All right. So yeah, we could.
Now I'm on my phone. I'm good. We can go on.
Now you're good. All right. So back, we were talking about. Fuck, what were we talking about?
Trump.
Like we was talking about all this hater was talking about this year. When I really met President Trump, when he started, when he mentioned my name on television, and something clicked in my mind. I said, you know what? My kid's gonna grow up, and they're gonna hear the President of the United States thanking me, right? And I was always worried about these people writing in fake articles and talking about me. And for me, I won, right? I won. And 2 weeks later, I met him again in Atlanta, and he gave me a shout out again. It was 2 times, and I actually sat down with him for 10 minutes and I spoke with him, right? And that's why these haters, all this doesn't bother me anymore. Used to really eat at me really bad. But now I felt like I won. I'm living the American dream. And what else I can eat in life? I'm healthy. My kids are healthy. I'm comfortable. And that's about it.
All that matters, man.
They do not bother me anymore.
That's good, man. That's good to hear.
Amen.
Good to hear. You got any exclusive news you could fucking dish out, buddy?
Like what?
Or how about this?
Frankie gonna fight Logan Paul anytime soon?
No.
Well, Frankie would kill Logan Paul. It should be illegal. It should be illegal.
No. Any fights coming up that you can share with us?
I think Gilbert Burns and comes up. They're gonna be April 9th.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be in Jacksonville, Florida.
Mm.
And I think we try to make this fight now instead of 3 rounds, 5 rounds. But they have 2 title fights. We don't know how this is gonna play out. But Gilbert already started training camp, and I think it's gonna be good. I know Kamaru Usman. We're probably gonna fight Leon Edward, June, July.
I love how he's so active. I love how active he is.
Yeah, and the reason he wanted to fight, but he hurt his hand a little bit the last fight. I'm gonna tell you something, man. This dude every fight remind me of Frankie. He taking epidural, taking cortisone shot in his neck, his legs, his knees, and he still go out there and put on a great performance. I'll tell you a story. When he fought Tyrone Woodley, this dude met me in New York for a media day, right? He have a boot on, and I was like, what happened? I said, I broke my foot. And I was like, I'm calling in. He's like, no, I'm good. And he did his own media day, everything. Went, take a cortisone shot in Vegas and fought Tyrone Woodley, whooped his ass for 5 rounds. And that's it, And one of the things too, he's just a different kind of individual. It's great, man. He's a different kind of guy. I think Eagle FC is gonna have Eagle FC boxing. We talked about it, and I think in his boxing now, just some UFC fighters retired or Bellator or ONE FC, they want to get in the boxing business. I think people interested into that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, boxer
You know?
versus MMA guy. You're saying type
Yeah,
stuff.
but yeah, and I think this is something we can promote.
Yo,
And I'm
yo,
gonna be the
yo,
promoter of it.
yo. I'll promote something. I'll
Yeah,
promote
let's
you
get it.
boxing somebody.
Yeah.
Let's promote you boxing someone, but that will fucking sell.
Yeah, well,
Let's do that.
one of your haters.
But people say I can't fight.
That's exactly it, bro. They can pay to view it, You know what I mean? Pay per view, baby.
Yeah, let's get it. Hey, you be my promoter. You be my manager. You
I'll
can
be your
negotiate my
promoter.
deal.
That's it.
I can. One thing I see this Dylan Dennis boxing shit. I definitely can box way
Box his
way
ass
more
up.
than him. Huh?
He's only got one professional MMA fight, right?
Frankie, me and you spar together. Me, who's boxing better, me or this clown?
Oh, I'm gonna give it to you, but that's not
This
a very
guy-
high ceiling. It's not a very high
It's not.
ceiling. You know what I'm saying?
I used to spar with Frankie many rounds, and
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
used to have fun, man. Used to have fun, a lot of fun grappling.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
I've been grappling in a minute. It's been a
the
minute.
last 7 months, I haven't did nothing sparring or nothing
No.
because my back. But I can't wait to get better.
You
to be
feeling
honest.
better?
Honestly,
You feeling better?
Yeah, a little bit. I find peace when I put on these gloves or grapple. I
That's
just
this
find
guy.
peace with these guys, man. It's just this is
Gotcha.
my drugs.
That's
Yeah.
this guy, man. No matter how injured he is or how short a time he's had after a surgery, he goes right back after it, man. I feel like he never gives his body a break, but he says it's what makes him feel better. It's his
Yeah.
drug. So
You
Yeah,
rest,
for
you
sure, man.
rust.
I think if Frankie doesn't have fight, he'll be like one of the number one gangster in New Jersey because he
yeah,
got
yeah, for
too much of
sure,
bad
for
intention
sure.
towards motherfuckers. Yeah. Hey, remember it was Ronda Rousey fighting, and and in LA, and it was me and Frankie sitting down, and some dude comes start talking shit. It was right in the press conference. Remember this, Frankie?
Yeah. We were having those big
You
press
say the story,
conferences,
man. You told the story.
quarterly press conferences, and we're in the back. All the fighters in the back, that like all the main events. So it's all the main event fighters: John Jones, fucking Lyoto Machida,
Weidman, Uriah.
Weidman, myself, a bunch of main event fighters, Uriah, everybody. And we're sitting down in folding chairs. And John Jones comes over and starts talking to Ali about this guy that Ali had an altercation with. He's like, "Oh, I want to see round
It was
two.
his
I wanna
manager.
see-"
It was his manager at the time. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
He
all right, it
can
was his
talk.
manager. It was John Jones' manager at the time.
Melky? Melka?
yeah,
Melka?
yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, then Ali had an altercation with him before in the past
Yeah.
that he spoke about actually in Denver or whatever. Anyway, and then John Jones kind of antagonized the situation, saying, "Oh, I want to see round two. I want to see round two." And fucking Malky's talking stuff like, "Oh,
And me
we
and this
want
dude
round
at the
two."
time
Ali's
was
like,
cool.
I was like, "Motherfucker, you know what's gonna happen." And dude, this guy starts talking junk. Ali gets up, picks a chair up, tries hitting the dude with the chair, tries fucking hitting him. Forrest Griffin comes, he fucking grins in between, picks Ali up. Ali's sitting there trying to fucking get his hands and fucking throw fucking Forrest. It was so funny, bro. So funny. He beat up Malky not once, but twice.
You got more street fights than Masvidal, man.
I listen, man. I honestly at the time, me and this dude was cool. You know what I'm saying? And somehow become enemies. I'm not enemies with nobody, bro. And after that, me and his brother got into it at PFL. Didn't really get into it. And after that, the motherfucker was talking all this shit, and he called the cops on me, and I had to go to court to spend $25,000.
Oh, these
You know, he
people
was
are too
talking
quick
all
to call the
crazy.
cops,
Crazy.
man. Come on.
He called the cops on me. And
How do you fight in those
problem is-
custom suits, bro? You got the best suits in the game. How do you fight in those things?
it was fu-
And
it
where
was-
do you
it
get
was
them?
fu-
I want to know because I want one.
You can't afford it, Roger. I can't afford it.
Probably not. You're
No,
probably right.
it's when this shit, when the situation with his brother happened, the police was right there, and I'm stupid enough. I didn't really care because he was talking crazy, and fucking the police said, "Listen, I know who you are. We're supposed to take you to jail, but we're just gonna give you a ticket, but you're gonna have to go to court." And I said, "Fuck." The police gave me a shot, and after that, these dudes was calling me names on Twitter and this, and I was like, why we have to be like that? Why we have to be enemies? But it is what it is, man. I have no enemies, I have no enemies. But if people, I'm one of the things make me so happy like for example, just Santiago Alves, right? Santiago Alves is a legend, right? And he called me from nowhere. I think got my number from Dan Lambert or something. And he said, man, it's very amazed. And he was managed by these guys, Melky and these guys, right? And he said, I'm very amazed. Every fighter I meet, your fighter, they speak very good about you, you know, and I never hear this about other managers. And there's a lot of great managers, believe me. There's a lot of great managers out there, right? And I was like, man, at the end of the day, I don't work with people I don't like, right? And it was, that make me feel good, right? People talk on Twitter and Instagram and all this bullshit. It doesn't hurt me. It hurt me was a guy I don't know from anywhere. He gave me this kind of love because he heard it, right? And it just make me want to get on, you know, shine his shoes, you know, just, I want to just do so much for him because he make me feel good, right? And that's about it, man, you know, and I'm blessed, you know. I never thought I'll live this long. I never thought I'll make this much money. I thought I'll have this beautiful family, you know, but at the end of the day, I understand you can have everything, but you can lose everything too.
Correct.
And the way not to lose everything, to stay loyal, humble yourself, and check yourself.
And stop slapping people.
Nah, I'm done
I
with
think
slapping people, man.
that's part of the mystique or the intrigue, isn't
Right.
it?
No,
It is. It is.
Absolutely.
Like fuck
You
these
know
dudes,
what? You know
keep
what's
smacking
crazy?
them.
When I did that, I was sitting with Mike Tyson, and I told Mike Tyson, "Hey Mike, I'll come back." And I went. I did what I did, and after that, the police let me go, whatever. And I saw Mike, and Mike said, "Ali, man, you can't do these kind of things, man." You know, and I was like, I was
Stop it, man.
mad.
Stop it.
And I was like, how the fuck Mike Tyson give me advice not to touch
Yeah.
somebody? You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Should just bit him in his ear.
He said, man, they want everything you got. You can't let him get into you like this.
That's
And
it.
I was like, and I listened to him. You know, I love Mike. You know, we become friends, and he's a good dude, man. Like, he's one of the nicest guys you can ever meet.
Really turned his life around. He's really doing well
Yeah,
for himself
he's-
now, man.
Yeah, but he flipped, man. He can flip, though. One time I flipped on Henry. I thought he was gonna kill Henry, but he
On
he's
Cejudo?
Really?
yeah, like
We need to hear that story,
Wow.
man. Let me hear that
Nah,
story.
On a
No,
podcast?
no, I think Henry loves him. Mike loves him,
Mhm.
but I think Henry is like, we have to be like fanboys around him a little bit. You have to check yourself, right? And Henry, I think Mike was maybe he was on a mushroom or something, and Henry kept pushing, and he said, "Hey, motherfucker!" Like, and Henry's like, "Fuck," you know what I'm saying? But Henry's a great dude, man. It's a great dude, you know. You know, it's you know, I met so many people I used to watch on TV, and I was like, "Fuck," you know. I met the president of the United States.
That's
It's
amazing,
crazy.
brother.
It's
yeah.
crazy, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. America need him back. America need him back.
Amen to that. It sounds like that experience really changed your life a little bit, you know, it really gave you a different perspective on your future, you know, which is pretty telling about how powerful that man's words are, you know.
Nah, for sure, man. It's honestly, I didn't care about power or stuff like that. I'm talking about acknowledgement, right?
Yeah.
Someone like that would acknowledge me. And that's a cool story. After we did that, Dana said we have to go in front of the media. It's a panel. It was Dana White, Henry Cejudo, Justin Gaethje, me, and Kobe Covington. And they all went in front of me. And there was a seat on front on the right side of Dana and the left side of Dana. And I was the last to go on the stage. People ask questions about, you know, Trump, whatever. And I thought I'm gonna go sit on the other side because I don't want to sit next to this motherfucker, Kobe, right? And Dana looked at me and he's like, "Sit here." And I sat next to Kobe for like 20 minutes, and he did not get answered one question. It was me and Henry, and Dana got asked question, and I can see his face look so mad. The media didn't ask him question, and they asked him question about politics, right? About like Israel, Palestine, stuff like that. And when we got up, I gave him a little fucking nub. I nubbed him like a little fucking nub, and he looked at me like, and I looked at him and I smiled. And it felt good.
What questions did you get asked?
They asked me, "What do you think about the Palestinian and Israel conflict?" You know, They asked Henry about Mexican American. They asked Dan about businesses. It was strategic. And I felt like, what, motherfucker, I'm more important to you, to this country, than you. And you're talking all this shit. 2 weeks later, this dude got on some podcast and he said, I need to be deported. I'm a piece of shit and I'm a terrorist. And I was like, how are you gonna say that? And even I was talking to him now. He said he's crazy.
That's funny.
Honestly, I think we all love President Trump. I think he's using President Trump for a prop, like the hat and all this kind of stuff. I don't think this dude cares. I think he's just using President Trump.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Well, he's a gimmick. He's definitely a gimmick guy. That's for sure.
Yeah, and can anybody keep that energy up all the time? Like, I mean, that's easy to do when you're on camera and stuff. But if you act that way in everyday life, it's almost
like a fucking.
It's just
tool.
Well, it's just, it's Bro, not viable, man. There's no way you can act like that every day.
Remember, Kamara said, "What are you gonna do now?"
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Kamara is a nice guy, but he's very gangster. Like when it comes down to it, Kamara do not care.
Right. However you feel about Colby, you got to give it to the guy in the ring. The guy can fight his ass off, man. Definitely. I mean, both fights with Kamara were just fucking stellar fights, but
Brother,
he can fight his ass off.
I cannot take this away from him. That's the only one thing this motherfucker can do in his life. Fight and talk shit.
Yeah.
Ain't that good at talking shit, though.
Yeah, his shit talking leaves a little to be desired.
But he's not the type of dude I'm gonna hang out with.
Nah.
I probably, if I see him and he look at me the wrong way, I'm gonna throw some on him. To be honest, I don't like it because he keep talking shit.
2-piece in the Coke.
Huh?
A 2-piece in the Coke.
I think he's so uncomfortable with himself, and I think like all this gimmick with the women. I don't think he like women. I truly believe this man do not like women.
Women?
No, hell.
What, Covington? Do you think he likes guys?
If that's what he like, I don't judge. Yeah, I think he's
gay.
Hey. Yeah, I think he's gay.
I mean, I don't judge.
I have.
Look here.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, he's just he's the toughest, gayest motherfucker on this planet.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess so. If he didn't want you getting that, if he didn't want you getting that ass, boy.
I'm sure he's gonna be happy you said that.
I don't care what he think, what I said, but this is my opinion. I live in the United States of America. I'm free.
That's it.
That's right, baby. Free.
Still have the First Amendment.
Yeah, for sure. I'm more American than 90% of this motherfucker live in this country.
Hell yeah, dude. You're the American dream, bro. You kidding? Right?
100%.
Be real.
Because I don't think the capitalism dream, the capitalistic dream.
I think people don't appreciate this country as much as they should. You know what I'm saying?
Totally could not agree with that more.
Especially coming from someone that came from a different country, like you appreciate that much more. I would imagine.
Brother, I used to sleep. I used to walk to training 4 miles a day. I used to sleep sometimes because I didn't have dinner. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I didn't have clean water. And it's not like, oh, I come from a bad place. I come from a very good family, very respectful, good morals, but I was very poor. But that didn't make me, I should be ghetto, right? I was a really good kid, believe it or not. I was young. I was a little bit crazy, but I always at home, I cleaned, I listened, I did everything, right? But, America is God's land, and people should love this country as their kids, This is what they should love America, is like their own kids. And if people love this country as much as America loved them, this place will be different.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that.
Hell yeah, man. It'd be too bad if you weren't born here. You could run for office.
But I think
I don't know about all that.
Some of your perspective comes from you've lived 2 different places. You've lived 2 different worlds, 2 different lifestyles, if you will. And so many people here have never, ever gone anywhere else, have never experienced another culture, and they think it sucks here. If you should go somewhere else and live for a little bit, you know what I mean?
Man, I've been to some crazy place in this world. Like, I have I lived like 3-4 different life in this life, and 2 different personality, 3 different personality. I went through a lot, but when I'm home, when I'm on American land, I can breathe and I feel safe. I feel comfortable. All this trash talking, Kobe's, and like all this gangster shit, these people will not last 2 minutes somewhere else.
Yeah.
They will be somebody's girlfriends in 30 seconds, and they have to act like they like it. you know. But at the end of the day, this is why this country is so beautiful, because you can say whatever you want, you can believe in any God you want, you can eat whatever you want, and you can't pay for it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, USA. I'm all about this place.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Bloodsport. Okay, USA.
Okay,
And
USA.
I want to give shout out to Frankie, father, mother, and his family. They always, Mr. Anis and Frankie's mother, they've been so great to me. They treat me like a son, and they always give me shit, but I love them, and I want to thank you. I want to thank Renee, his children. They just make me feel. When everybody make me feel on the outside, these people make me feel on the inside, and this is a real American family.
Amen to that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
100%. Yeah.
Definitely, family. Thank you for coming on too. This needs to be like your source where you drop all your exclusive shit right here.
Yeah.
I'm down. I will start giving you release news to you. We can deal with
Is Tom Brady retiring? Is Tom Brady retiring now?
You can ask Sean Shelby like that. It's his cousin.
Yeah, it is. You know that? Sean Shelby's the
Yeah.
matchmaker UFC. He's Tom Brady's cousin.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
His
Wow.
cousin, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Sean
I
got
heard his kid put that on and he made him take it down. I don't know if that's true or not.
What?
I heard his kid posted it.
Oh,
that
I don't know.
Tom Brady's retiring.
He just officially retired today, though.
Yeah, I know. So
Yeah,
it didn't make
yeah,
sense. That was a
yeah.
few days ago, but I'm sure it was a rumor.
Yeah, he's the GOAT for sure.
He definitely is the
Hell
GOAT.
yeah.
No question about it.
Who's your team now? Who's your team? You like
I
football?
live in Vegas now. It's always been the Denver Broncos, but I kind of like, I don't really have a team, man. I tune in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And
Who's gonna
it's-
win Super Bowl?
Bengals are in it for the first time in how many years? It's been, I don't even know.
Bro,
How
the
many years,
Bengals,
Andrew?
bro, it's crazy
30?
how they.
Wow.
You got to give it to the Rams, Gotta
Yeah.
give it to the Rams. But I think in the bank, honestly, it's 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
50-50. But I'm a bet Dana White, and I'm gonna make him. He pay me every year. He lose to me every year. About who's gonna
Yeah?
win the game.
What do you bet?
Yeah.
What are you taking? What's he taking? You know
A little bit. He always take what he doesn't like. I take, and every year I beat him. He been paying me for the last 4 years a good
Damn.
amount of money.
Yeah.
Speaking of sports, I see you were chirping at Nagano about Cameroon and Egypt and football or soccer, as we call it over here. But
Egypt playing Cameroon for the semifinal.
it's on the 4th, right? Playing on Thursday, I think.
Of what is like the Africa Cup? or
African
something?
Cup. Yeah,
Yeah.
African Cup. Yeah.
Did
It's the African
Nagano
Cup.
take you up on it? You got a wager going with him or no?
Friends don't spend no money, man. It's one of the cheapest what they ever meet. But but you should be. Honestly, I like guys when they fight, they should save their money for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Don't get married
Guys.
then. Yo, Ali, I love you, brother. Thank you
Yeah,
for
man.
I love
coming
you too,
on.
guys. Thank you so much. It was an honor. I've been looking forward to this, and I cannot wait to do it in person.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Next
please,
time you're out here, brother.
please.
And you're gonna
All
have clear, no headphone problems.
No, your
No,
phone
no,
worked. Your
yeah,
phone worked
yeah,
beautiful,
yeah.
bro.
All
So it
good,
was
all
definitely a
good.
problem with your laptop. So give that thing to your
Awesome.
kids and go buy yourself a new one.
Come on,
Thank you,
dominance.
thank you.
Dominance. Put on the expense for dominance.
That was Ferdous's laptop, wasn't my laptop.
Well, tell them to get a new one. Anyway,
Okay,
Ali,
you
we
got it.
appreciate you, man.
All the
Thank you
best,
so
brother. Send
much.
my love to the fam.
You got it, brother. Thank
Later,
you.
bro.
Bye.
That was good stuff.